You are still watching Beyond the Headline segment on Prime Morning. My name is Roslyn Felly. Like I said earlier, we are discussing hooliganism in our universities. What is happening to our students? Should they be brought to book? Should these students be sacked or they should be jailed? That's the question here. Will that help curb this whole menace that's going on? It's becoming a trend and something needs to be done about this. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana has released a letter, and I would like to read it. It reads, notice clashes between students of Commonwealth and Mensa Saba halls. Management of the university has noted with concern yet another series of clashes between students of Commonwealth and Mensa Saba halls, which occurred late in the evening of Friday, the 5th of August, and in the early morning hours of Saturday, the 6th of August, 2022. Management condemns these needless acts of violence that have led to the injuries and destructions of properties, and calls on students of the two halls to immediately halt any planned continuation of such acts. I mean, this is what they had planned to continue to do this? Really? Is it because nobody has been brought to book? That's why they plan to do this? Well, let me continue. Efforts to identify the perpetrators are ongoing, and those found capable or culpable of breaking national laws or university regulations will be appropriately sanctioned. Management assures the university community of its resolve to ensure that academic work and other activities proceed without hindrance, and of its commitment to safeguarding peace and stability on all campuses of the university. From Emilia J. Mensa, Mrs. That's the registrar. Well, this is what they're saying. So I hope they'll be brought to book. Very, very important. That's the most important thing. Joining me right now, I have Isa Ahmed, who is a NUC secretary at Union Development, right?
Yeah, NUC secretary for Union Development.
NUC secretary for Union Development. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you here. Let me say this. You were late, so I hope you can apologize to my viewers for being late. Oh,
yeah, sure. Okay. You know our country, Ghana, and the traffic. So I had to pick Okada and get here.
All right,
I'm sorry anyways.
That's fine though, that's fine. Anyway, so talking about the hooliganism, let me ask you this question. It's been happening over and over and over. This is not the first time we are seeing this. And what is causing these clashes?
Okay, so hooliganisms on our various campuses is something that has been rampant for some time now. And you know, most of the times when it happens, the students that are involved want to take revenge. And it all comes by when halls want to show that they're super powerful in the various campuses. So, and sometimes it's about certain unnecessary things that are happening on the campuses. Like? Let's look at KNUST campus, for instance. You know the Katanga Hall and the Conti. Katanga see themselves to be the super powerful hall on campus, and they see themselves to be the KNUST campus itself. And Conti Hall want to challenge them. Not only Conti Hall, but other halls too want to challenge them when it comes to academics, when it comes to sports, when it comes to certain things. And you know, sometimes they just want to show you that you are nobody. And sometimes when it comes to students, as soon as you become a student, there is some kind of, let me say, violence that comes into you. I was a student, I wasn't violent. Okay, maybe you're a female. Sometimes when you see... So the men, you're saying the men, when they become students, they become violent. Is that what you're saying? I said a certain... Okay. Okay, so you always want to protect your rights. You don't want anyone to infringe upon your rights. Is it a spiritual thing? It isn't. It isn't spiritual. So why is it that when they get on campus and they become students on campus, they change to be like that? You know, even PhD students, when they are not treated right, and after going through the table negotiations and it's still not being fruitful, they might be a little violent. I'm sorry, I just want to know this. I'm not saying that it's a good thing. Yes, I just want to know that. Where is the treatment of rights and all of that? Where is it coming from? Because we are talking about two halls clashing. Where is someone not being treated right, hence they have to be that violent? Okay, so as I mentioned earlier on, this one, you could see it's clearly exhibition of powers. Who is super powerful? I think yesterday I spoke with the local NUX president at UG, and as of now, they claim there hasn't been any investigations done to know the actual cause of the clash. Although investigations are ongoing.
That was as of yesterday?
Yes, please.
Okay.
But then I also heard that it was as a result of Commonwealth people, haulers, catching one person from Mensa Sabah and beating the person up. So they got the information and they went to rescue their person. And after the rescue, you know, even before they rescue the person, it wouldn't come so easily like that. It needs to come with some kind of violence because they want to show you that we are powerful. So why should you take or catch one person and beat the person up or something like that? So that is what we got from the clash that happened. But then from the university, we've not gotten any concrete cause of the clash. Okay,
let me go on Zoom. I think Michael Ibua is on Zoom. He's a SRC president for KNUST. Hello, good morning, Michael. Can you unmute yourself for me, please? Hello, Michael. If you can hear me, kindly unmute yourself. All right, I'll come back to you, Michael. Let me come back to Isa Ahmed here, who is telling me the outcome as of now. So nobody has been arrested, like what you're saying?
No, please. As of now, no one has been arrested.
Now, this has been a trend over the years. It's not that this is the first time it's happening. Why is it continuous like that? Is it because nobody has been brought to book over the years? Is it because they haven't been jailed? Is it because they haven't been sacked? That is why they keep on doing this. Should somebody be brought to book?
I think this whole thing is something that I'm sure after the two halls or after the clash, they would come back to their senses and know that we have actually not done things right. But then, to stop this whole thing, I'm not sure if people are being brought to book, will even stop this.
Why do you say this?
Because the horse still exists, and the battle for who is superpower still exists.
But if you bring somebody to book...
But I'm sure maybe bringing someone to book will actually curb the situation to a certain limit.
Because that is why there are laws. That is why there are laws in a country. If we leave a country without laws, this is what will happen. And so if we should bring them to book, you don't think it will curb it?
Exactly. You know what happened? I learned the statue of Mensa Sabah was taken away.
Exactly.
You know, would they just sit there like that? They will, at least they will eventually go for revenge.
No, but if somebody is brought to book, they won't go for revenge because they know the law has taken its course. You don't think so?
I'm not against them brought to book.
Okay.
At least we want peace and tranquility to surpass on our various campuses. So at least those that were found in the to be the cause of this clash should be brought to book. That one I agree perfectly to that.
Okay. What punishment do you think we should render down to them?
I think the various campuses have their rules and regulations, and I'm sure to some extent it's cause for rustification. Yeah, that is going home for one academic year, then later on you come back to campus.
You think that is enough?
That is not enough, but that is...
Are you worried about it?
Yeah, I'm worried, because when such things happen, it actually hinders the peace on the various campuses.
So let me ask you, if you're worried about it, what do you think can be done to curb it?
Okay, so I think what can be done actually is bringing these two halls on the table and making sure that negotiations has been done and both halls agree to certain things that are not right, and the consequences of these clashes that are happening on the campuses.
All right, Issa, let me go online. I have my security analyst joining me on phone. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Hello, good morning. Yes, this is Mutaru.
Mutaru, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
Mutaru, you are in the known of these clashes that have been happening on our university campuses. It's getting worrying because it's getting deadlier now. Are we waiting for one person to die or two people to die before the law takes its course on these students? What do you think about it?
Well, this is more than just worrying. It's more than just saying it's a worrying development, because it has become very, very pervasive in our educational institutions. For a very long time, we have seen these incidences of violence amongst students, the universities, schools of higher learning, and we're also seeing it happening more frequently within even senior high schools and junior high schools, because we have consistently created or normalized that sense of, interactions amongst us that relates to violence. And I think that it's a very big problem that we have to escalate our commitment to in terms of how we resolve it, how we prevent those incidences from becoming a normalized way of engaging each other. When we see things like that happening, it is not just violence among two parties or two groups of people within university campuses. It is something that features or that can shape the way we deal with things even at the national level. We are normalizing violence. We are weaponizing violence as a response to, in terms of registering our grievances. When I read what led to this incident, this is something that could have been resolved peacefully. And yet we didn't see that from happening. And it's very, very disappointing that our universities or educational institutions, an environment like that would have these things happen. It is very, very disappointing. And we are creating a culture that is dismissive, of security, that is dismissive of authority, and it would shape the way we do things at national level.
Right. I'll come back to you. Please hold on for me. I want to go on Zoom and speak to a few students on Zoom, and I'll come back to you because I need to know what we can do to curb this. It's getting out of hand, and we need to do something about it. Hello, Akwesi. I hope your network is better now. Can you unmute yourself for me, please, Akwesi?
Hello, please, can you hear me?
Fantastic. I can now hear you. Akwesi, you are the president of Katanga Hall, right?
I'm the president of University Hall Katanga.
Okay. University Hall Katanga. Thank you so much. Is that the actual name?
So the actual name is University Hall, but we are popularly known as Katanga.
Okay.
So University and then Katanga.
All right. You are the president of University Hall Katanga.
Yes, please.
I've corrected myself. Thank you so much. Now, these happenings that are taking place, you've had some clashes in the past between your hall and Unity Hall. And as the president, what do you have to say about these clashes that are taking place in halls?
Okay. So a very good morning to yourself and then all our listeners and viewers, and then a very good morning to my good people of Katanga and then the entire KNUST in general. So first and foremost, I would want to condemn these acts of violence that happened in Legon, that has happened in KNUST in time past and all those stuff. And then would want to state for a fact that we in the University Hall, Katanga, do not support those kind of actions. You see, when we start this whole argument, you would understand that with regard to the various traditional halls on campus, there is a history behind every hall on campus, especially for KNUST, for instance. In KNUST, we have 6 halls, and each hall is unique in its own way. You know that naturally as a community, this would definitely call for competition and rivalry among the various halls on campus. So when we're having football games, when we're having debates here and there, you find members of these respective halls trying to at least show that, yes, our hall is best and is better than one hall or the other. But here's the case. Unfortunately, in time past, this whole competition has turned into violence. One, the main reason why I feel this whole things are happening is with the orientation, in the sense that when we are admitting students into first year, the orientation is not done really much. So somebody is out there, the person is coming to KNUST, the person has heard of Katanga, the person has heard of Kunti, that's Unity Hall, and the person thinks what we do is just violence. Unfortunately, that is not the case. When you come to Katanga, for instance, we say that our destiny or the destiny of our hall lies in positive dynamism, solidarity, and for that matter, Katangism. There is no part or nowhere we talk about violence or hooliganism. So here's the case: when people see these kind of things in the news, they think that, oh, we can come to Katanga and come and do anything. As an administration or as the JCRC, we have been putting in a lot of efforts in order to orient our members and let them know that it's all about healthy competitions, because we are in one university and we are making sure that we are always projecting the good image of the university. So this particular year, for instance, my colleague would bear witness that when we were doing orientation for freshmen, we threw an invite to the executives of the university, Unity Hall, and we were also at Unity Hall. Myself, personally, I was at Unity Hall during the orientation to speak to the freshmen, to let them understand that this whole rivalry is a competition which should be healthy. It's a competition which should always be projected.
But should there be rivalry at all?
So just like I was saying, Jocelyn, I said, see, naturally, these things are meant to happen. Look at football, for instance.
Wait, I get you. These things are not meant to happen. I'm sorry, I won't accept these things are meant to happen because it's getting violent. So you're saying these things are meant to happen. You are actually saying that it's supposed to happen. No, it's not supposed to happen.
No, if you are getting me right, what I'm saying is naturally, rivalries are natural in the sense that I am in the university hall. I feel my hall is unique. Somebody is in Unity Hall, he feels his hall is unique.
That's understandable, but telling me that, rivalry should be a healthy, we are all students of University of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and we are there to study, to pass, because when we come out of the university, we are all Ghanaians, and we are achieving one aim, to see a better Ghana. So you saying that it's meant to happen, when you say these things, that's why people go out there and they fight. Because they are fighting for the halls.
It looks you are not getting what I'm saying. I said, naturally, this rivalry is normal because we are human. We are a human community. What I am saying is, unfortunately, the orientation is not there. That is why people are misinformed of these kind of competitions that exist between the halls. Because just like I said, we in Katanga believe in solidarity and positive dynamism. There is no part of our constitution or of our hall, the history, that talks about violence. So here's the case that when people are being brought into the school, the orientation is not done well enough to let them understand that these competitions that exist between the hall is not about violence, but rather a healthy one, as you said.
Great.
So just like earlier, I have condemned these acts of violences, but I'm trying to tell you,
let me ask you this before you go, because I don't have enough time. Let me ask you this. What should be done to these students, that the students of Commonwealth and Mensa Saba Hall, that caused this whole thing that happened over the weekend?
Sure, so the university has internal mechanisms for dealing with these kind of cases. Definitely, I'm sure the university disciplinary committee will take the issues up. They would investigate, and whoever or whichever student was part in this mess would be brought to book.
What punishment do you think should be rendered to them?
So those are subjected to the committee's decision, because there are a whole lot of things involved. For those of us who have been on grounds and then have been observing a lot of things, most of the times when these things happen, there are some students who are rusticated, there are some who are expelled from the school, there are some who are even, they lose their residency as residents of the hall. So all these kind of punishments in the past have been meted out, and I'm sure fast forward, as the university investigates, they can go on and then sanction students who are found culpable in that regard. Thank you.
Akwesi, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Do have a good day. All right, let's go via Zoom again. We have Michael Eboa, who is joining us. Hello, good morning, Michael. Michael is the SRC president for KNUST. Yes. How are you today? Your network is really bad, Michael. Unfortunately, okay, let me come back to Isa. Isa, I'll come back. Michael, if your network gets better, I'll speak to you. I think. All right, let's go to Joseph. Joseph is on Zoom, right? Okay, Joseph.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me? Unfortunately, the networks, it's not just our network, it's all the networks. So they are not stable. I have Michael. Hello, Michael. Michael Echampo, are you on? Kindly unmute yourself, Michael.
Sure.
Okay. How are you today?
Please, I'm doing great by the grace of God.
Fantastic. You are the president of Unity Hall, if I'm right.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Unity Hall.
Right. Too many clashes in the universities. What is going on?
All right. First of all, a very good morning to all the listeners out there, especially the people of Unity Hall in KNUST. It's true. I believe that as soon as hooliganism comes in, it's all about the clashes between two forces, because all the halls think that they are the best, and as a matter of that, it's going to cause so many things out there. But I believe that if a proper measurement is being put in place, we can enhance a very, very serene environment for us all.
Talking about proper measures, let's talk about it. What proper measures are you talking about?
Sure, please. I believe that when I had the opportunity to lead this noble hall, that is Unity Hall, there was a proper orientation for the first years. We train more knowledge about how the system works in the university and letting them know that if there's going to be any form of clash, it is going to be in all sectors of the university, such as sporting activities, academic activities, but not to the extent of engaging ourselves in fighting and all that. So please, we're able to educate them on how they should behave on campus, as in a proper living on campus.
Right. Okay, Michael, unfortunately, I don't have enough time to talk to you too much, but let me ask you this question that I'll ask everybody. What do you think should happen to these students that vandalized the university?
All right. I believe that there are disciplinary committee in each university.
What do you think? What do you think? I didn't ask about the disciplinary committee.
Please, I didn't get you well.
What do you think should happen to them?
Sure. So, I think...
In your opinion.
No?
Can you hear me, Michael?
No, please.
In your opinion, what should happen to these students that vandalized the university?
All right. I believe equality before the law. So I think a proper measurement should be given to them as in to prevent such issues in the university or in the various universities.
Hello? Oh, unfortunately, okay. Michael, we couldn't take your final words, but we are very grateful. So we come back online, speak to... we're speaking to Muntari Mumuni, who is still on phone, to finalize his words to us. Hello, Muntari.
Yes.
Okay, so
right.
I was asking you, you are a security analyst. What should be done to help curb this menace?
Well, I think that what has happened is clearly a violation of the law. And irrespective of the kinds of measures or protocols that this, houses have in place, in terms of regulating the conduct of their members, it cannot override the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. Arson or burning of property, it's a crime within the law. Vandalism and arson and more is what characterized what happened. And we need to invoke the provisions of the Constitution that, come into play in these circumstances. So these individuals who are found to be culpable in this have to be prosecuted, and they have to be, pay a fine or spend some jail time. They have to do that, because if we allow these things to sweep it under the carpet, under the name of solidarity, we are normalizing violence. And I've been very, very disappointed in those people you have spoken to who are leaders in their respective houses. They've been very, very vague in terms of what kinds of measures should be put in place against these individuals who have been involved in the violence. And we have to be very, very serious about that, because these are young people who would rise up to become leaders of this country, who will be condoning lawlessness and violence in the name of solidarity of members of their groups. And this is something we should take very serious.
We still haven't heard the police speak about it. So what do you think?
Well, it tells a lot. It tells that we are not that responsive when it comes to issues like this. I've been worried about how the state security, police in that area, the University of Ghana has a post. There's security posts within and outside of the university. And the immediacy of action is what we expected in this case to prevent the violence that we have seen happen. The university authorities and other, student national leadership should have responded to this thing immediately, but we haven't seen that. That tells a lot about the national posture to incidences like this, and we have to be concerned.
Thank you so much for speaking to us this morning. We are very grateful, Momuni. Right, I have Isa. Isa, unfortunately, I don't have enough time, so kindly give me your final words before you leave.
Okay. So we at the National Union of Ghana Students, I heard him saying that we haven't been responsive on this matter. We are actually having investigations on this same matter. We have our local NUCS president on grounds who is helping us in this investigation. And we actually want to say that we don't condone any act of hooliganisms in our various campuses. We know that, as Mahatma Gandhi said, an eye for an eye will eventually end the whole world blind. So when such issues that will lead to hooliganism come on campus, we urge our student leaders to come to the negotiation table and make sure that they talk about anything that is going to be a cause for a clash. But if they don't listen and they get out there, we have laws in our country, we have laws in our various universities, and we at the National Union of Ghana Students, if any student is taking on for burning someone's car, for destroying properties, and the person is being caught, we know that it is because of what the person did. That is why he or she has been caught. And those people have to be brought to the book. And if any sanctions that is meant for the person should go for the person.
Thank you
so much. To be a deterrent for the others, so that we can actually have peace on our various campuses. Thank you,
Isa Ahmed. We are super grateful. His name is Isa Ahmed. He's the NUCS Secretary of Union Development. Secretary for Union Development. Yeah. Sorry about that. Thank you for joining us today. We've been talking about hooliganisms and our university. Hooliganism in our university.